Congratulations on your win. That's what it is. All right.
That's cool.
So Kodi brings that culture of excellence to everything he does. Whether it's being a father, a husband, a leader, a coworker, he brings himself, which he is shaped by his upbringing, his experience in the military, his experience as a black man in America, as a follower and a leader. He's seen it all. And as Chief McKendry would say, he knows what right looks like. The members of the U.S. military have long known that the color of skin, who your parents are, who you love, or what your religion is, it's important. But it doesn't define how you perform under pressure or how you perform on the battlefield. Your character, your skill, and teaming is what matters, and it's how you will be judged. And I can tell you, Chief Bailey has earned that respect every day by being himself and encouraging others to do the same. So dance your dance. You're going to do it excellent. So that's the third part. Excellence in all we do. That's number 3. I actually added this last night after dinner. So I wish you could, yeah, right, Chief? Right? Excellence in all we do. All right. I wish you could have been here yesterday to see what I saw. Yesterday, as we were practicing for many hours to get this ceremony just right, there was chiefs, senior NCOs, NCOs, civilians, airmen, all coming together to not be right, but we were all trying to get it right. Tweak this, tweak that, fix this, move here, move that, change this up and down. It was all on purpose to get this right, to do it with excellence. And it shows how much we love and respect Kodi Bailey to his family. That's what it's here to do. It doesn't matter how small a task is, we're going to do it with excellence, from cleaning the office, doing a ceremony, to delivering battlefield effects. It will be done with excellence. So that mindset and culture is also what allows us to evolve. Throughout his career, you can see the evolution of Kodi leading himself, leading small teams, leading squadrons, and now leading the culture across a career field. That evolution was also in that work he was performing. He's had 3 major AFSCs, culminating the cyber effects career field, but he's also a pioneer in information warfare, one of the major disciplines that we're working through today. Kodi was there from the beginning, way before 16th, way before 24th, way before One Bravo existed, way before 17th, before it all existed. He was already doing this job that we're touting today. Starting at 23rd IOS, which doesn't exist anymore. All right. They're still around. They're still informed. Then he's executing those tactics as a demon chaser, defending against the adversaries as a skull.
Bob Charlie.
Skulls. And now he's teaching and instilling culture as a mad duck.
All right.
The duck!
Boom! Of course, I think Colonel Cooks, you ought to come here and talk a little about being a mad duck.
Oh, snap.
Call him out.
Let's go.
That's how every squadron commander's call started. He brought it every day. Can you hear me on there?
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they can.
He brought it every day. Duck, duck! Boom! I don't know if you need my duck.
Jesus Christ.
I got to read a little bit. It's dark over there. Okay, so I get to the squadron, do the first squadron commander's call. It is so much energy inside here. This is where we did the first squadron commander's call. It was like a concert. It was awesome. All right. And so I've been in the seat for almost a year with Chief by my side. And it was clear, well, it wasn't clear in the beginning. It took time for me to see it as a squadron commander, just everything that Chief Bailey did for the squadron. So I knew about the dark days of the squadron back in like 2014 and 2016. I didn't realize how much impact that had and how long it was going to take to fix it. And I had to learn that
through the NCOs who had been here for a while, the civilians who had been there for a while, the senior NCOs who had to sit me down and go, sir, you don't realize how it was and what Chief Bailey had to do to fix it and the heart and soul that he put into it. So I know, sir, I know you read something from EPRs, and I want to read something from DOCS's. It's that climate assessment that we have. This is what people say when it's anonymous. They can put good things. We know they put bad things sometimes. And I look back a few years, there was nothing bad said about Chief Bailey. 2021, demonstrated attention to detail and care for his troops, which has been missing in this squadron. 2022, the most recent one. We are blessed to have Chief Bailey as our senior enlisted leader. He is a big calming influence and is very professional, passionate for the unit and the mission, a strong work ethic, exemplary core values, and investment in the team. And that's people in the unit. But if you were in the unit for a while, you know that it wasn't just the members there, it was also the students. We tell our young officers to find that senior NCO to latch onto, and they flock to Kodi Bailey. I'd be walking around the squadron, where's Chief? Chief's talking to an LT, grooming him, telling them what it's like to be, or what it means to be a leader, and what the enlisted force expect out of their young officers. It was constant. He was searching out those young bucks, and he was influencing them every single day. So not just on behalf of the unit, on behalf of all those LTs, the NCOs over at CWO that you supported, thanks.
There you go. Sure thing, you do what you want, baby. All right. So I found my senior NCO. Actually, I found a lot of them. We had a stout crew, yeah? Yes, we did. All right. All right, course of 91st, that's where I met Master Sergeant Bailey and my wingman for life. In conversation with actually Colonel Cooch yesterday, he was surprised to learn that when something goes awry in the 91st, I got to call the Joint Chiefs staff. That's the phone call. Like, not directly from me, but up through a lot of people between me and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs staff. But when something goes wrong, that's the phone call. That's the stakes on the opposite one of the 91st. Perfection is the standard when the opposite controller says fire. If not, the consequences can be lethal on the wrong side. I was proud and relieved to know Kodi was leading the fight and demanding excellence 24/7. That's excellence. So, shortly getting there, it was Kodi's turn to go down range to represent the Demon Chasers. It's a critical position and the power behind the capability. This is the only way we actually get things done is having somebody in the fight with the people, doing the planning, showing the capability, showing that it's on time, on target, every single time. You got to send the right person down range to do that. So one of my favorite pictures is him. He's like hanging out the side of the helicopter, you know, doing like the Gene Simmons. I'm just kidding, Mama. He was buckled in, I promise. He had his cool guy shades on, and he was flashing that Kodi Bailey smile. For real, it was a good picture. I love it. But that's the energy he brought. He's going to be where the fight's going to be at, and he's going to bring the business back to 91st, and we're going to produce. All right. So the final section of this book we call Be a Wingman. In a few moments, you're going to hear stories of wingmanship, very much like you just heard from Colonel Cooch. As 9 airmen pass the flag of our nation through the ranks, these stories are from the people Chief Bailey has served with and made a lasting impression on. It's a fitting tribute to this warrior and leader. So Kodi Bailey, it's a fantastic career. There's many, many more sections of this book that you're going to write with you and your family. It's going to be fantastic. And so, on behalf of the United States Air Force and our nation, thank you for your service.
Hey, I'm going off of what I have. All right, Colonel Coops, will you please join Chief Bailey on the stage?
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal. Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Meritorious Service Medal, 5th Oak Creek Cluster to Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey for meritorious service from 13 November 2020 to 1 December 2023. Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Senior Enlisted Leader, 333rd Training Squadron, 81st Training Group, 81st Training Wing, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. During this period, Chief Bailey led 114 personnel in the Air Force's premier cyber schoolhouse, delivering 15 enlisted and officer courses across 5 Air Force and Space Force specialty codes and generating 12,000 graduates. Additionally, he capitalized on 20 years of established relationships in the recruitment of 49 instructors during his visits to 17 cyber operation units, securing a 100% first choice assignment outplacement of 21 non-commissioned officers upon completion of successful instructor tours. Moreover, as the Wing's diversity and inclusion manager, he empowered 8 personnel to execute the Secretary of the Air Force's Diversity and Inclusion Initiative, delivering 5 carefully designed interactive efforts to 28 command teams, 2 that were recognized as Air Education and Training Command best practices. Finally, Chief Bailey's leadership resulted in his airmen garnering numerous group and wing awards, 3 major command information dominance annual awards, and Air Education and Training Command nomination for the General Larry O. Spencer Innovation Award. The singularly distinctive accomplishment of Chief Bailey culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. All right. Thank you, Colonel Coops. Colonel Picklesheimer, will you now retire Chief Bailey?
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, D.C. Special Order number 003426 to Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, effective 30 November 2023. You are retired from active duty. 333rd Training Squadron, 81st Training Group, 81st Training Wing, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, and retire from the United States Air Force effective 1 December 2023 after 24 years and 28 days of faithful and honorable duty. Per Air Force Instruction 363203 in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Colonel Picklesheimer will now present the retirement certificate. It reads,
Hang on, Chief, back up. Certificate of retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that Chief Kodi D. Bailey, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of December 2023, year of our Lord. Signed, Billy E. Pope Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 81st Training Wing, and Charles Q. Brown Jr., Chief of Staff.
all right. Chief Bailey received numerous letters of appreciation that will be on display for you at our viewing. I would like to invite Mrs. Bailey to come forward for the Air Force Retirement Pin presentation and to present the spouse's certificate to her. Mrs. Bailey, would you please present your spouse with the Air Force Retirement Pin? This pin is to be worn on the left lapel of your uniform next to your heart, where you can always wear it with pride. It signifies to everyone that the wearer of this pin has served his country well and honorably.
Make it stick.
All right.
Yeah. Use your fist.
Now I would like to read the spouse certificate of appreciation from the United States Air Force. In grateful appreciation for your United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Mrs. Sabrina F. Bailey for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, General Charles Q. Brown, Jr., Chief of Staff, and Colonel Billy E. Pope, Commander. Now I would like to ask Sierra, Kendall, Zoe, and Logan Bailey to come forward and join your parents as I read the certificate of appreciation for you. Throughout the year of your life, you have made sacrifices and you served your country as much as I have done. In your loving way, you quietly shouldered the heavy burden that you were asked to carry. Most of the time, you could not understand why I was not there, but you quietly hid the tears, courageously put on a smile, and defiantly promised that you would support me. You were then, as now, one of the most important parts of my life, and it was your love that enabled you to assure me that what I was doing was important. I missed so many holidays and countless special occasions while you were left at home to worry while I was on difficult missions. You had to say goodbye to friends when we moved throughout the years, and you had to change schools. Your resilience and self-confidence throughout those frequent moves gave me strength. I am proud of you, for it was your love and support that sustained me in these difficult times. There's no way in my mind that I could have been a success in the military without having your support, your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there for me. Always remembered and never forgotten, Dad. You guys may be seated.
At this time, we will be honoring Chief Bailey by conducting a flag holding ceremony. Today's ceremony is being led by members of the 333rd Training Squadron. This flag was flown over his first duty station, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, as well as his last duty station, Keesler Air Force Base. For more than 200 years of our history, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14th, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white and blue field, representing the new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies. The stars represent the 50 states of our union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White symbolizes purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the Stars and Stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way on every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the hearts of every airman that serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on our flag that we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us. For generations to come, by displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to our flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict, on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, and it is our responsibility to continue to preserve and protect the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism that we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
As a child, Kodi and his family had a strong bond. His family has shared many memories of playing games, singing, and dancing to songs, and even their memories of his teddy bear he still has today, Bear Bear. Tashana and his sister and close friend still remain proud of Kodi's achievements. We know his mother is the reason he has become the outstanding airman we are celebrating today. When he told her he was joining the service, she was the one who said, "You can join the service, but the only one you're gonna join is the Air Force." Enlistment in the military meant change for Kodi, but even greater was his marriage to Sabrina. The deep love and mutual respect between Kodi and Sabrina, their relationship serves as a strong foundation for the family they have created together, and it is evident in their interactions and the way they support each other. It was his strong family bond that carried him through the formative time of his career. It was no surprise to Master Sergeant Alvin Brown that Kodi would achieve success. Through his career wasn't always smooth sailing, including Kodi parking in the Chief Master Sergeant's spot while the chief was away on leave. Unexpectedly, the chief had to return to work and forgot that he had given Kodi permission to park there, forcing a chief to walk a few more feet was just the start of his success. In fact, during this time, Airman Bailey was hand-selected to represent Wright-Patterson Air Force Base most outstanding leaders from Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. While stationed in Italy, Kodi mentored Sheba through the military sponsor program. She remembered him fondly, Senior Airman Sheba through the military sponsors program. She remembered him fondly as a protective big brother, always by her side. Sheba admires Kodi in his accomplishments. One time they decided to attend a base enlisted advisory council meeting. "Let's just go blend in and that will be it," they told themselves. If you know Kodi, then you know that fell apart very quickly. He provided valuable feedback, ran the programs, and eventually took charge of the meeting, showcasing his determination and problem-solving skills. When Staff Sergeant Bailey was at the 23rd IOS, his work was performed in a skiff. If you haven't been in a skiff before, it is a building with no windows where you cannot have any electronic devices for security reasons. This week was Sergeant Bailey's turn to give a brief about the importance of not having any electronic devices in a skiff. In the middle of the briefing, he suddenly heard a ringing. You can imagine his surprise when he discovered it was his own phone. Without missing a beat, he ran out the room. Despite his technical difficulties, eventually he was awarded NCO of the Year in 2006 and Senior Technician of the Group in 2007. Kodi's transition to leadership saw a love of management, food management to be precise. His leadership allowed him to bring 3 outdoor fryers into a multi-million-dollar skiff to try and kick off his catering business. Major wings. Everything in the building smelled like Buffalo Wild Wings for 2 weeks. This successful event probably contributed to Technical Sergeant Bailey being recognized as the NCO of the Year in 2012 and win 2 major MAGCOM level awards. In 2011, Wally Garsky McNally and then Technical Sergeant Bailey spent 6 weeks at NCOA forging a friendship that retired Senior Master Sergeant Wygotsky truly values and cherishes. From NCOA to attending the Senior NCO induction ceremony together to continuing their friendship through text messages, Sergeant Wygotsky feels blessed to have maintained a connection with Chief Bailey. While the Air Force may be losing an incredible leader in chief, his impact on the Air Force and the airmen he has served is generational. Kodi and retired Chief Master Sergeant Paul Ponhart have known each other for over a decade. Kodi's unwavering commitment to excellence in his craft and dedication to his airmen stood out, even earning him Information Operations NCO of the Year and the 2005 Air Force Space Command General Jumper Award for Excellence. However, what truly impressed retired Chief Ponhart was Kodi's prioritization of his family over personal career advancement. This selfless decision demonstrated his character and inspired Chief Hart to strive to be more like Chief Bailey with the retirement. Senior Master Sergeant Maylene Little met Kodi in 2017 as a team leading the Joint Task Force with Israel. She said Kodi was and always has been full of energy, always positive constantly, wanting to learn more, but also wanting to invest in people no matter what capacity. Kodi was a phenomenal leader and has left his mark at every turn. When faced with tough decisions, he took an introspective approach and he always showed grace. The men and women that share the same values, have worn the same cloth, will miss him, but his legacy will continue to live on. Chief Bailey finished his 24 career as a Mad Duck. His daughter Sierra is looking forward to the quality and fun times they will get to spend together now that her dad is retired. Thank you to our flag detail. At this time, we would like to invite Mr. Jonathan Osorio, Chief Bailey's good friend, to come forward to present Chief Bailey with the retirement gift.
Bring my voice up. So I'm a qualified good friend. It's 38 years. So you and I both know that the whole gift of this presentation is just so I can say a few words. Go down that hill with it. You on? There's two narratives around this. It's either this is how Kodi went to the playground back in the days, or that's how I went to church. But really, Kodi, man, this is really just a way to bring you back, to where you came from. What's that? Rodeo Square. Man, this is big, bro. This is big. You did it good, and I'm proud of you. And what I really want to give you is to let you know that I see you, man. We see you. Your friends, Phil, Keith, Jamil, we see you for the person you are in life, man. Caring, empathy, put others first. Everything anybody said in here today about you boils down to those qualities about you. And the best gift we can get in life is to know that people see us for who we are. And that's who you are. So we see you. I see you.
Thank you, Mr. Osorio. At this time, we would like to invite Rashawn Payne and Devon Milton, former 23rd IOS Fight Knights, who worked with Chief Bailey, to come forward to present him with the retirement gift.
1994 when I came in. I was mad though. We used to quack. So when you guys start barking? Like what happened? When you guys start barking?
Quack,
Well, I'm just saying, no,
Still there.
do y'all realize how embarrassing it was to barking and quack at the same time? Where everybody was howling and barking all the same stuff. We had to quack. I remember I was already retired, and he was the 91st. I was the 90th as a contractor. He's a master sergeant, and I told him you'll be chief one day. No, big no, I'm not going to be a chief. He made senior. Hey, Kodi, it's coming. No, man, no, that's not me. I'm not going to be a chief. He made chief, and I saw him. He couldn't say it. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this one. We were at Randolph doing an air show, and I was working the grill. And Kodi I was passing meat to him. And I was working the grill, and I turned around, and all I see was Kodi there with big eyes. I'm like, what? I'm looking, my arms on fire. But he didn't say anything. He didn't say, hey, build your arms on fire. And all he did was just look at me with big eyes. He didn't try to help me. He didn't try to put it out. So this is a man that you guys are up here like, oh, he's all this and all that. But, but he sat there and he watches his wingman over there with his arm on fire. But that's it. But hey, man, it's been a long time. Anybody who knows you from 23rd, when you're a staff sergeant, would have never seen you be at this spot right now. Never. If he was weekends, by lunchtime that Friday, Kodi was gone. And then come on Monday morning at roll call, Kodi was not here. He rolling around 11 o'clock, like, oh, I just got back from Houston, big no. He was always done. But everything you got here, everybody said, it's from the heart, man. So, yeah. Everybody loves you, man. We love you, man. All right,
Wow. I remember getting to the unit the 23rd in 2007, and I was introduced to you, and the first thing you said is, we were both staff sergeants, welcome to the team, fellow NCO, what can I do to help? And since I've known you, you weren't like that with just me, you were obviously like that with everybody in this room. Always wanted to help, always just willing to give advice, guidance, whatever. But I think the most impressive thing about you is you wanted to fix problems. You didn't shy away from that. You always said, I've identified you. You're going to be a problem, what can we do to fix it? You never ran from that. You asked for feedback and you wanted honest feedback. And I don't want to speak for everybody at 23rd, but like Big Milt says, we love you. There's a reason why everybody here and on Facebook land and all that stuff, we're all here for you. Obviously it happens because of the family, but I'm glad you made us part of the family too. So we got you I don't know if you have a man cave at the house or, an office. Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey, retired, wingman, leader, warrior, and also our brother. You inspire, you teach, you motivate. An amazing airman who always kept his fire burning.
Yes.
I was flexing over there.
All right, we got a presentation by Chief Scott.
Hey, can I get my TRD chief SCS to come up? So I found out that, when I looked at my email again, that I was supposed to present this again yesterday. And it's going away. But if anybody knows anything about Keystler in the training group, it'll kick you in your stomach while you're down, because it runs at its own pace. And Kodi is one of those people that we'd be remiss if we didn't provide something. So I remember when I first met Kodi, and we went through we had our chief recognition ceremony here at Keesler. If y'all didn't know, because ours got canceled at Ramstein. But what I've heard a trend throughout this whole time about how passionate he is, and I had the opportunity to sit on the Keesler Chiefs group exec council with him, and oh my God. Listen, I almost retired because of him. But hey, listen, what I want to do, we're going to present you a gift from the training group, SELs. So when you're sitting back, and having some fellowship with your friends, family, loved ones, that you continue to think about us, and hopefully you sit down somewhere.
Come on, Chief, let's get it together.
All right, at this time, we would like to present Chief Bailey with a certificate of appreciation from high school friend, now council member of the City of Houston, District F, Councilwoman Tiffany Thomas. Okay, maybe not. All right, so now we have a special presentation being provided to Chief Bailey from the senior NCOs of the Mad Ducks. All senior NCOs from the Mad Ducks, please join me on stage.
Come on, quack. Quack.
Keep it together. Yeah.
All right. So, Chief, you worked with me long enough to know that gifts is not necessarily my strong suit, but a lot of thought went into this. What would communicate shortly and succinctly, but meaningfully what you've given to us as a squadron, and as it's been said many times before, not just us, but everyone you've interacted with through your career. I'd like to think that we captured that in some way. I'm not going to read what's on this, and there's a reason for that. In tradition with the career field that you're retiring out of, as a 1 Bravo, we present you with a puzzle that is for you to figure out at your leisure. But we hope that you enjoy it as one last tribute from not just the senior NCOs of your squadron, but some 1 Bravos as well, and from our career field as well. So go ahead, Griff. You can read the field if you want.
Let's go ahead and do this. Thank y'all so much. Future Chiefs right here. I'm gonna jump on this one.
So I was notified that we do have the certificate, but we need a representative from the City of Houston, and there is no one more qualified than Philip. Get on up here and represent with your boy. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So on behalf of the city of Houston, our classmate from Ellis High School, class of 1999, Councilmember Tiffany Thomas. This is a certificate of appreciation signed by the council member, also the stamp of approval from the city of Houston, our mayor, Justin Turner. It says, and I'll read it out to you, sir. Chief Preaching.
I mean, all right.
Chief Master Sergeant Kodi Bailey, United States Air Force. The city of Houston, in grateful recognition of your continuing service and dedication, commends and appreciates your work. You have made significant contributions to the community, the armed forces, and the city of Houston. We are grateful for your service. Your experience and leadership have been invaluable for the growth and advancement of the United States Air Force. Therefore, that's it.
All right.
Councilmember Tiffany D. Thomas, thank you for your time and dedication to the community, the city of Houston, and the United States of America. Having served faithfully and honorably, we celebrate and congratulate you on your retirement. Miss Tiffany D. Thomas.
SWAT. Southwest 80 Texas. All right.
Now for our final presentations from us. We have a special presentation to Chief Master Sergeant Chief Bailey from his chiefs. Would all currently active duty and retired chiefs please join me on the stage?
Come on, Chiefs, come on. Woo! Right along here, guys. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, you stand there. I stand here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Long line, yeah.
All right, we would like to take this opportunity to formally thank Chief Bailey and recognize his unparalleled service to our country. I would like to take a moment to explain what you are about to witness. We have a tradition to recognize our retired chiefs. It's called the End of Trail. The End of Trail sculpture has become one of the most recognizable images in the United States. It was sculpted by James Earl Frazier for the San Francisco Explosion of 1915. Frazier struggled with which image would be most appropriate to depict a vanishing race of fierce warriors or to depict the transformation of proud, spiritual people into the next century. Since then, many meanings have been assigned to the end of the trail sculpture. The Air Force chiefs, it is a representation of a warrior whose journey is complete and is finally returning home to be with his family. We as chiefs are much attuned with the unyielding sacrifice required of the military family. Please know that we honor Chief Bailey today. We honor his family as well. To the Bailey family, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Every chief present in the room will now, well, they've already done it, touch the sculpture, passing it from hand to hand. We do this because Chief Bailey has also touched our lives and the lives of many other chiefs around the world. We are a team of chiefs that rely on and learn from each other as we advance our nation's call and commander's intent. Before we present the End of Trail to Chief Bailey, Chief Ippolito will remove the warrior spear and invert it, symbolizing the formal transition between life as a warrior and what will follow. We call it the End of Trail, but in truth, the end of this trail is also the beginning of another. There will be a second chapter to this story. Chief Bailey, as you prepare to take the first steps down your new trail, please accept our thanks for your leadership, guidance, mentorship, and for your steadfast service to our country. On behalf of all of us who are here today and all the chiefs around the world that you have impacted, good luck and Godspeed. All right, at this time, we will have a very special presentation by Chief Bailey's spouse, Miss Sabrina Bailey. Would you please come up? You have to bear with me. All right.
Well, we're finally here. And I'll be the first to admit that I haven't quite sunk in that you're actually retiring and our Air Force journey has come to an end. We were so young when it began, just two kids from A-Leaf. And of course, we were off to an unknown adventure that would span over 2 decades, leading us through year-long deployments, 6 PCS moves, countless TDYs, 4 children, and a little named Teddy. Throughout the last 23 years, we've had opportunity, challenges, and growth. Adjusting to deployments and homecomings forced us to experience new normals. And though at times we struggled, with the Lord by our side and an unwavering commitment to each other, we've been able to continue to learn and grow for ourselves and our family. Raising our children has been the most rewarding throughout this time. We've had to adapt to new environments, leave friends, make new ones, and did it willingly, always trying to find the positive in what the new adventures awaited them. Our children's unique experience as military kids have made them some of the most open, understanding, caring, and resilient individuals I know. Being an Air Force family has given us an amazing opportunity to travel, create new traditions, and start over after every PCS. We've also been blessed to meet some pretty amazing people who have become lifelong friends and extensions of our family as well. Over the years, I've had the privilege of watching you grow, develop, advance, and share your knowledge with others around you. Never backing down from a challenge, listening to your airmen, standing firm on your beliefs, as well as overcoming adversity and making your own path to excel in your career, has made you the amazing leader and man you are today. You've made such an impact in the lives of those you have led, and I have no doubt, even after retirement, you will continue to cross paths with those individuals, and your children will still say, "Man, Dad, you know everyone." The Air Force made many things possible, and I wouldn't change it for anything. As you embark on this next adventure called retirement, I want you to embrace it, take some time and relax, and then I want you to become the professional cornhole champion you always wanted to. I know you will achieve whatever you put your mind to, and I'm proud of you. Know that I want nothing but the best for you. We are one, and together we will retire. I want you to relish this moment, to feel honorable, reflect, remember it. Was your passion, your drive, and your dedication encompassed with the support of your family that made your career a success? And then I want you to exhale. You did it. Congratulations.
Ms. Bailey will now present Chief Bailey's shadow box. Shadow boxes are born of an ancient military tradition that is still practiced today, both in the militaries of the world and throughout the civilian life. This box is Latin with items that represent the honoree's military service, accomplishments, and his achievements. These items may include personal awards, medals, duty station, insignias, badges, and uniform devices that indicate progression throughout various military ranks. The national flag is placed inside the shadow box to symbolize the country that has benefited from the faithful service of today's honoree, Chief Master Sergeant Bailey. The shadow box will be on display for everyone to see following the ceremony. All right, I know you guys are waiting for Chief Bailey, but before he comes up, there's one more special person who would like to say a few words about him, and that is me. Come on up here, Chuck.
Don't get surprised.
All right now. All right. So I have known Kodi Bailey for 20 years. When he first arrived at the 23rd IOS back in 2003, I was like, wow, there is finally a person who is like me. Kodi has a passion like nothing I've ever seen before. We are go-getters, right? We go after anything that we are striving for with excellence. Kodi has been my wingman for 20 years, and I am so sad and happy to see him retire today. When Kodi first called and said, Patrice, this is it. I am retiring. I was like, but what about me? With that, first, I would like to apologize to my husband, Michael, and to Sabrina. Because when the two of us get together, let me tell you, we talk about work like, oh my goodness, like it's not gonna be there tomorrow. I'll never forget, Kodi and Sabrina were PCS into Germany, and Kodi came by, it was already late. It was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. He came by to drop off something, who knows. And Michael was up with us at first. And me and Kodi got to talking, and I promise you it was probably like 2 o'clock before Kodi got home about work. He was leaving to PCS the next day, and we're talking about work. Kodi is the type of person that if you're down, if you feel like you don't want to do something, just being around him would change your mind. He doesn't do anything halfway. He is not a mediocre type of person. Either you're going to do it right or you're not going to do it at all. I am going to miss you. And even though I know he is retiring and that you are retiring, I know I can still pick up the phone and call you for anything. Because even though he's younger, he's still my big brother. I wrapped it myself. it says, Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey, retired. Thank you for your 24 years of dedicated and honorable service. Your friend, sister, Chief Master Sergeant Patrice Bailey. We're almost there. All right, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you for the very first time, Chief Master Sergeant Kodi D. Bailey, United States Air Force, retired!
Do I need this mic? No. Wipe the sweat off. Give me a second. Bring this in. Man, that spotlight. I don't know if y'all heard that song. Did anybody know it? Raise your hand. I'm really embarrassed. That's right. That's right. Big Lou. This folk right here, they know that song very well. It's a song that they learned how to do the Bailey backbreaker. All right. They used to, beat up their uncles on that song. We used to wrestle, and I always wanted to teach them, to have courage and everything on that song. I was a huge wrestling fan growing up, and Hulk Hogan was my hero. Just like probably some of y'all in this room, But that song, when you start, looking back 23 years, you start trying to piece together, like how did I get here? I never really thought that I was this over patriotic young person that, had to join the military, right? But when I started looking back on where that patriotism, where that pride came from, I thought about that song, I'm a Real American, that has followed me all these years, as I passed on to my children right there. And then just how I live my life. Some of those words are, if you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. Some of these stories up here understand that the courage that comes along with taking care of people. I know my leadership teams do. I know my airmen do. When they raise the right hand in order to commit to the world's greatest Air Force or any part of the Department of Defense, the Joint Forces. It says, fight for the rights of every man and woman, right? Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. I'll get into that. That's where that came from. That's what followed me all these years.
all right? And that's why I'm here today. I am a real American. I hope I can hear that one more time. It felt so good, all right? But being patriotic is something that obviously now I realize where it came from. It was always in me, right? But then I tell you what, when Sergeant Bobby Lucas came up here and played that beautiful national anthem, right? Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Huh? Yes. Family, what you're going to see today, or hopefully what you feel, is that every bit of the ceremony had family written all over it, okay? That saxophone rendition, it made me think of my mother, Deborah. Deborah worked multiple hours of overtime to not only get me a saxophone, but to own it, something that I still have to this day. Yeah, that's right. I play the saxophone. Yeah, I play the saxophone. But don't get it twisted, I was no Bobby Lucas, okay? I just need to practice, and I have potential, all right? I have potential. But I tell you, she worked extremely hard, so Mom, that was a tribute to you. And just everything that you have done for me and getting those private lessons. And you should have stayed on me just a little bit more, all right? So practice. I'm talking about practice, all right? So, first of all, my family, they haven't always been around this military family here. And they haven't always been around these traditions, but I know what has always been a part of our life is having faith and believing in God. And when they got a chance to see our chaplain come up here and deliver that beautiful prayer over myself, over my family, and over all of you in this room, I hope that is something that you cherish right there. Because we're not just going out here blindly, we're protecting, all right? We're protecting. And I just want to thank our chaplain again for being here. Ultimately, because I want to thank God. I want to thank God for giving me an opportunity to serve all these years, 24 years, and be able to retire. I want to thank God for being able to look in this front row. My lovely wife, my beautiful daughter, Sierra, Kendall, Zoe, and my handsome son are sitting in that front row. I'll be honest with you, and I won't go too deep in it. That wasn't always the case. Anybody that wears this uniform understands the sacrifices that come along with it. But I'll tell you what, you're here, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. All right, I'm gonna run through my list of DVs. I got my Chief Ippolito right there. Thank you for coming out. Chief Bragg, I know Colonel King, Chief Phillips was here, Chief McDuffie was here, Chief Scott here, all my chiefs, Chief Von Holt, appreciate you being here, allowing me to have your commander as my presiding officer, all right? Thank you so much. And then to my commander, and well done, sir. Well done. I said it yesterday and I can't say it again. There is nothing more important to an enlisted member except for when they get a job well done coming from the commander. It feels great. We do this for everyone, right? Fight for what's right for every man. But also we do it based on the leadership that you bring to these units. And I have been fortunate enough to have incredible commanders. You can give everybody a round of applause right there. So to my commanders, to my chiefs, to my first sergeants, to my senior enlisted leaders, I just want to let you know, thank you. It's been a great serving here at Keesler Air Force Base, the hidden gem of the United States Air Force. Okay, it's a beautiful place, and I've really enjoyed my time out here. I want to thank my Houston City Council member, Tiffany Thomas, District F, for that certificate of appreciation. And I'll tell you, she also flown the U.S. flag and the Air Force flag on the City Council and building, and that was just amazing. She's a good friend of ours, and just to see the work that she's doing in Houston as well as in Texas, I mean, it just makes us proud. We're from A-League, we're from the SWAT, Southwest A-League, Texas. Some of us aren't supposed to be here, but I tell you what, my core friends, they've done well. They've done very well. And I tell you, I'm just thankful to have a circle like the guys and the gals that I grew up with. So as a disclaimer, I know I'm gonna be pressed for time, but if y'all can just bear with me a little bit. I know that I can't give a shout out to everyone in this room. I know that. And those that are tuning in social media, on YouTube, I just want to say, hey, thank y'all for giving us a few hours of your time and being able to celebrate us today. But like I said, I won't be able to talk about everyone. But just know that if we cross paths, I guarantee you that you have some influence on me and where I am at today. And that didn't matter what the rank is or whether you're a civilian, you're a contractor. If we had a conversation, I promise you I learned something from you. And I just want to thank all of y'all for tuning in today. I have two families, my Air Force family, and then I have my family that's here today and those that are listening in. I'm fortunate enough to have that. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of this Air Force that gives us that opportunity. To my presiding officer, Colonel Picklesheimer, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being here today. But not only coming by yourself, but bringing Miss Michelle and the kids and having them celebrate with Sabrina and me. You know what? It's funny. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but there's a vibe here, right? There's a vibe here. I mean, the things that he started off with, that story and everything. Colonel Picklesheimer is actually the one that put the book, Lead with the Story, in my hand. And we would have conversations after I got off 12-hour shifts where we had an opportunity to talk about key quotes and phrases that we came up with. Most of them he came up with. But he was like, what do you think about this? And then we would shuffle things around. So if there's a book coming, it's that man's right there, okay? Incredible leader, incredible warrior. But most importantly, what we're talking about today is family. And I tell you, one thing that the reason why I asked Colonel Picklesheimer to deliver today and be the presiding officer is because of not so much what he did for just me, right? Because when I first met you, I was going out the door, you were coming in the door, we high-fived each other, and I was getting on a plane to be deployed. But it was the work that you and Michelle did by embracing Sabrina and my kids. I tell you, that's what family does, right? They got so connected. Sabrina ended up becoming the key spouse of the 91st Cyber Ops Squadron, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm getting all these little FaceTime messages while I'm deployed in Afghanistan, where they're looking at me and the family's like, hey, we're about to go. I said, well, where y'all going? You know, y'all don't want to talk? Well, we're going over to the Pickles house. I was like, who's that? Like, are they new? Yeah. I mean, what I meant to say, we're going to JP and Mimi's house, you know? Hey. And I was like, well, who are you talking about? Well, the commander and his wife. I was like, don't say that. No, that's Major Picklesheimer, and that's Miss Michelle. Mrs. Picklesheimer, right? But all those barriers dropped because of just how open and how inviting and how loving that this family is. That is the reason why I asked you to come here. And so thank you. Please give them a round of applause. Fast to my chief Bea, Patrice, wherever she's at. Yes, I tell you, man, we're going to focus on family. All right, you said all the words that I probably wanted to say at first, but I want to tell you what they don't know is that when we met over 20 years ago, you had a young lady named Brianna, little Bree, and I had Sierra, Kendall, and Zoe. And we used to make sure that we worked together as a family to raise these kids. There was countless hours that you put into the development of my three daughters over there. And vice versa, when Sabrina was over there teaching Brianna how to read, right? I remember one day Brianna sat there and was reading like a whole dictionary. And Patrice came and said, oh, would you say she can read? It was amazing, right? But that's what family is. And I thank you, and I thank Michael, wherever you're at. I see you right there. I thank y'all just because of the friendship that we had all these years, and just y'all mean the world to me, all right? To my prophet, Sergeant Tanner Thompson, get used to this name, all right? This is my champion. This is my champion right here. He was the only senior NCO I had at the time when I first arrived here at Keesler at the 333rd Training Squadron. And I rode him hard, okay? We've had countless hours of office development, strategizing, listening to our commanders, finding out ways on how we were going to execute that vision. And I gotta say, well done. Well done. Well done. But get used to that name. Get used to Kyle Griffin as well. He became a master sergeant very shortly as well during my time here, and the three of us took that vision and executed the culture that this man wanted. We made sure that it was something that was going to sustain after we depart. I get all the glory for it. I'm the chief. I'm the chief. Yes. Retired. Well, I'm still a chief. But what I will say is that I knew exactly what time it was and why I'm here today, because I already knew that these two individuals have my back and they're going to take it forward. There was nothing else I can pour into them. Nothing else. So thank you. A retirement ceremony takes a village. It takes a whole unit. The commander has to say, yes, you can have all 31 of my instructors. You can have all of my commander support staff. You can have all my students that are inside the squadron in order to make this happen. And that's what we did. All right? That's what we did. Challenge accepted. All right? And we did that. And they did a beautiful, beautiful job today. Give them a round of applause. But they can't be led. They cannot be led alone, right? There's two individuals that I picked as my chair for this event, and that's Sergeant Cruz, wherever you're at. I see you in the back over there. Y'all can't see him. Sergeant Cruz and Sergeant Tucker. All right? Sergeant Tucker, where are you? Okay. All right. Wonderful. Y'all did an incredible job here. All right. And thank everybody. Those that had stand up. Those that had a round or had an opportunity or some type of contribution, please stand up. Please stand up. All right. Yes. Thank you. Well done. Stand up. Stand up. Yep. Trust me. And I knew immediately what my favorite core value is.
Excellent.
Excellence in all we do. Excellence in all we do. But speaking of cornhole, I had 2 cornhole bags, right? I had 2. I said, I don't need 4, give me 2. Okay? And I asked one of my lieutenants and I said, hey, what is my favorite core value? And they were like, integrity. I was like, oh, it's a good one. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I forgot. All right. They said service. I said, yeah, I know that one too. They were like, excellence. I was like, excellence is all we do. And I threw one bag, right? It went way over in the trees somewhere, right? But then I threw the other and sunk it like we do, all right? That's what we did. Excellence is my favorite core value, and that's what we did today. So the vision that I gave the team is to make sure that we have family woven into everything that you see today, inside those programs, everything that we have going on, all right? We wanted to introduce tradition and culture of the military to this side of the room right here. Did we do that? From parade music and everything else. And then we wanted to put just a little bit of Chief Bailey flair on it, right? Woo! All right? We had to supersize it. That's what we did. And we've done that many a times, especially when we have to ask folks like Louis Garcia and Daryl Mosley to shave in order to celebrate my promotion to Chief Master Sergeant, as they put together a TikTok don't rush video, right, and put their uniform on. Or even when we had Troy and Sheba Phelps had to drop about 2 pounds to fit into their battle dress uniform, okay, in order to participate in this video. We didn't do that today. I wanted you to be comfortable. All right. But thank you all. All right. And it was amazing. So capturing the journey is another thing that we wanted to focus on today, and the stories that not just from me, right? I can sit here and talk all day about how I took a 747 and landed it inside of the Hudson River, right? 10% truth, all right? 10% truth. But more importantly, I wanted to hear from y'all on where the love is and what your stories were. And that's what y'all brought today. So thank you for that, okay? And then, those stories that when I think about it, instantly I regretted having my sister Shauna share some very personal stuff. That whole bear thing, that was crazy. But it's true. I love you so much. You're a character. All right. And then Jonathan coming up here 38 years, Rashawn Payne, Devon Milton, we call him Big Mill. We almost forgot his first name a few times. One person that didn't get a chance to come up here, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but more than likely, he's the one that's decided that we're going to cut back on time a little bit, and that's Chief Paul Poner over there. Chief Poner, raise your hand, please. Yeah, that's my mentor, y'all. Chief Poner is my mentor. He's the guy that I ran into around the rank of tech sergeant, and he just never gave up on me. He was always there to be available leading up into this day. Y'all, I was nervous, I was scared and all that to be here today. And I would get messages from him on a day-to-day basis saying, breathe, know that God's got your back. I want you to enjoy every second of this week, because after today, that's it. And he was exactly right. I enjoyed every moment of it. So I know I'm going to be, I'm going to speed along fast. I'm not going to be able to hit everyone. But I do want to say this. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, there's a few major milestones in my career that I very much know that if it wasn't for these opportunities and the people that I met there, the families that I met, there just wouldn't be that passion that y'all see. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, when me, Sabrina, and Sierra, when we got there, we were Airman Basic, and there was a moment that touched me for the rest of my life, and that was when my first sergeant, my supervisor, my commander, and all of them showed up to our home, right? We didn't have much in it, all right? Brand new Airman Basic, and we didn't have much, but they knew that, and they showed up with rows and boxes of gifts for Sierra, for Sabrina, and for me. I cannot let that go on just how much someone would care about this family here. And that's the reason why we stay. That's the reason why we wear this uniform. When we talk about family, that's followed up by action, right? And then when we talk about family, I think about Troy, Sheba, Jamil, and Dorothy. When we started this family business called Just Us Six, all right? Yeah, we were supposed to be this incredible investment group and put everything together, and it was just amazing with that. We were so young. We were maybe 19, 20 years old, and we were thinking about our future. And we knew that this future was going to include each one of us going forward, and we were going to continue to strive to make each other better in order to have what we call success. So I'm glad that we were able to come together as a family, but also see how their families have grown. We stayed connected all these years, and they're doing amazing things. There was another key pivotal moment in our life is when I went to the 23rd IOS, the Information Operations Squadron. Everything the commander said, and you said, hey, information warfare, that's where it started. Cyber warfare, that is where it started, right? But I tell you what started for me is as a brand new staff sergeant, it was amazing how the leadership was able to just focus on culture. Man, we had fun. Yeah. We had fun. If you're from the 23rd IOS, stand up. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this over here. These folks, those are fighting knights right there. And over here. And over there. And over there. Right? Man, thank y'all so much on what you did for me, right? We challenged each other. My supervisor's in the room right there, Louis Garcia, the best technician I've ever seen in my life. This is when individuals, operators, technicians can build anything from scratch. They weren't asking for no contractor to do it. This team was able to do it. Where's Daryl Mosley at? this is when I had an opportunity to see what flight commanders really look like. Just how much they care, not only when you're in the office, but when you're outside of the office. Y'all can sit down. All right, come on. Amazing individuals. And then over at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, around the rank of Tech Sergeant, just an incredible time, because I think that's when I started developing, like who I was. That's where I decided to say, you know what, this Air Force thing isn't half bad. I think I'll stick around for a little bit as a Tech Sergeant. And then I got the opportunity to meet Paul Poner, my mentor over there, that I love. And then also I got a chance to meet Chief Master Sergeant retired Clayton Moore. This was the moment where all of a sudden more chiefs were instrumental inside of my life. I got to see what I thought right looks like. And I tell you, they were giants. I'm talking about, they made chiefs seem so unreachable. Everything they did, they did it big. And it was something that I aspired to be. But I know that it was Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and because of these individuals that are in this room that got me here today. They planted those seeds and they made sure to hold me accountable. So Davis-Monthan, and then I want to go back to San Antonio. That's when I became a combat airman. Combat airman. I knew the lingo, I had the mission, I had my peers. Nathaniel Blanky's in this room. All right? You can wait. I see you over there. All right? Nathaniel Blanky, when you are able to have someone that is so excellent, almost perfect, you start to want to hold on to them, and you start to make sure that we start embracing this model called iron sharpens iron. Nathan was that for me. All right, him and his family, they showed me what love was. That peer-to-peer competition, I know what it did. It made us all better. And then we shared a moment as a liaison officer. We shared this moment in Afghanistan. Not too many One Bravo 4s get that opportunity. And we did that together. And that's the reason why we can cry together. That's the reason why we can talk about operation effects and how we are able to shape the battlefield in order to support warfighter efforts. We did some cool stuff. All right. And that continued to grow as I build out my senior NCO network of Master Sergeants, Senior Master Sergeants, and Chiefs. And then I went over to Germany. Germany was different for me because everyone told me that if I go to Germany and I'm an operations planner at the A3, that was going to kill my career. That's what they told me. And you know what I said? My wife said, we got to go. She said, we got to go. And I said, let's do it. Because I wanted to give them something that this is something that they haven't had a chance to do, and that was be exposed to what all of the world had to offer. So I was willing to take the risk of putting my career to the side and be a senior master sergeant, go out there and just do my best, right? And so we'll see what happens. But lo and behold, God had other plans, right? Those challenges started to come. I started seeing at the strategic operational level a different way of thinking, a different way of planning, a different way of executing, and it was amazing. There was folks like Colonel Schicks, Colonel McClung, Colonel Bresser, Colonel Bluegell, that said, you know what? Come with me, Senior Master Sergeant. I want to show you how to plan at the highest level when it comes to creating cyber warfare effects, right? And how to integrate that into air operations. But then on top of that, man, this family got a chance to have an amazing Bailey adventure, all right? There's nothing better when you hear your family say, I'm coming back to Germany one day. But Dad, you can stay back in the States if you like to. That's called exposure. But then something also changed. And that's when Gary Gibney came in my life and Shantae Williams came in my life. I was leading at a different level, and I was leading a lot of airmen that we didn't share the same career fields. But I'll tell you what, we share the same passion. We have moments to reflect. We have moments where this is the first time in my career that I was praying with airmen. And then just to see where they're at today, I just know that God answered prayers. It was beautiful. And then the 333rd Training Squadron, duck, duck, boom. I was kicking and screaming to leave Germany, to leave Europe, to come here. Until my predecessor and mentor, friend, Charles Buderball, said, you're gonna love it. It's a hidden gem. And I said, all right, well, let's bring it. And God damn, did we bring it? Yeah, we did. So thank you to my Mad Ducks for providing me an opportunity to, have influence on this culture here, but also allow me to bow gracefully and go ahead and leave it behind and make sure, because I already know that's going to be well taken care of. We set something up that is beautiful and is going to continue, and it's only going to get better. All right, so that's it. That's the career. But now let me focus on my family real quick. All right. I'll start off with my aunt and uncle and my cousin, Aunt Sheila, Uncle Roland, Leslie Steele, and thank y'all for coming out over here. When we were at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Sabrina and I was young, and I tell you, we needed an example on what marriage could look like, And even though I've messed it up multiple times, right? But you still showed us that when you love, and you love strong, that you can make it through anything. All right? You showed us that, and I appreciate you being here. To my sister and Marcus, I have an older sister, Kashayla, and her husband, one of my best friends, Teron. They couldn't make it today. Shauna, I just wanted to tell you that the same feelings that I had about you when we were in high school, and I left that beautiful message when I graduated from high school, saying that you are incredible in so many different ways. You have so many different talents, and I just love you for everything that you have done, the beautiful family that you have raised. You got my niece over there, my nephew, and Kashayla, her daughter, my niece Kirsten, is here as well. And I just love that, how we were raised, how we got to this point, and then what's to come. I want to reconnect with my sister. I look forward to that, right? To my mother, Deborah, all right, I want to focus there for a second. Man, my mom, she is the reason why I'm here today. She is the one that has just poured in everything she has with me, into me. There's not a day I don't think that I have not had a conversation with you throughout this entire journey. I swear, I think that she had a life previously where maybe she was in the military too, right? Mom, you always, consider yourself as being, a person that is afraid or scared or have fear. But I tell you what, as a son, the only thing that I see is a woman that has so much courage, because without courage, fear comes along with it. But I tell you, you are incredible and so loving and so welcoming. We got brothers that are here, Philip, Jamil, Keith, Troy, Sheba, Dorothy, all of them. These people love you because of the way that you bring them into this home and make everybody feel included. So I just wanted to say that thank you for everything. Thank you for overcoming your fears of flying and everything else. And you got a chance to see this world with me. You've been to every base that I've ever been to. For a person that says that she's afraid to fly. You're flying in my heart. I love you so much.
Man, don't be crying and stuff. Sweating. All right, man. Let's see. I want to wrap this up.
Wrap it up strong with my family. Okay. All right. To Sierra. I call Sierra. She's my purpose. She's my purpose in life. Yeah, she's my purpose in life. All right, Sierra's my purpose. I had no idea that I was going to join the Air Force or anything like that. Actually, I did have I knew I was going in, but I didn't know that I was going to be a father and be a husband just a few months after graduating from high school. So Sierra, like I said, I know that I would not have worked as hard. I know that there may have been a different path, but God knew better. And that's the reason why I'm here today. Y'all, she has grown into a beautiful young lady with so much goals, dreams, and aspirations. And what she said to me today was the most powerful thing when she just said, "Dad, thank you." It meant a lot. It meant a lot to me for so many different reasons, and we won't go into all the details, all right? But Kendall, oh my God, Kendall. Yeah, if you know Kendall, everybody's like, oh yeah, Kendall. Yeah. So Kendall, man, congratulations on graduating this year. Yeah. They get to see this side of me, but there's another side that only you possess. You're an amazing kid. You got so many different talents. You're going to do well in everything that you do. You're built for this. I love you so much. You are the child that is the most like me. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Protect it. Protect it. I love you so much. To Zoe, Madam Zojo Bun is what I call her. All right? Madam Zojo Bun is the entrepreneur. She's the CEO of Zojo Bun Slime. Yeah, she's an amazing, talented young lady. She's going to go far in life. And I know why she's going to go far, because she's already building a great team. And that's her with her little brother, Logan, over there, my man. Yeah, the two of them are building an anime cartoon right now, storyboard and all, right? They're just an amazing, talented group of kids, and I love y'all so much. Last but certainly not least, to my wife, Sabrina. Man, Sabrina said to me a couple weeks back, I was over there, I was rooting, I was cheering for everybody in this room. I talk very highly about a lot of different people. I talk about just the greatness that I've been circled around, and I was getting into it. And to a point where I thought she felt as if I was holding everybody else to a higher pedestal than myself. And I honestly, there's times that I do think that. I do. But then she said these words to me. She said, "Don't forget, you are the hero of your own story too." I needed that at the time. Because when you start transitioning, you start thinking about life after the Air Force, you start doubting and having second thoughts on, are you making the right move and what you're fully capable of. But that day, and like every day, and like today, just continue to remind me that there's greatness within. And she keeps telling me, don't be afraid of the success that's going to come along with it. I know that success, when it does come, it already has. I know one thing, there's not a better person that I want by my side than you. Can't do it without you. To the point that I just want to make that when I think about the true hero of this Bailey story, I think about the hero that's in front of me right now, and that's you. Fully capable, yes. It's you. You're the hero. You're the hero. Someone that can fight side by side, right? And save me. Because that's what you have done. This day wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for listening to these stories. Thank you for being a part of today's event. Oh my goodness, it's been 2 hours. Right? But hopefully, for me, just know that it's been 2 hours well spent. Because now I can go and I can walk away, but never forget that we're a part of the world's greatest Air Force. Thank you very much.
You may be seated. It was like, dang, I thought it was leaving. We are going to leave in just a little bit, but before we do, I would like to apologize to Chief Ponhart because I forgot his special presentation to Chief Bailey. And I would be remiss if I didn't let him come up and have those few words, and that is definitely Kodi's mentor. Chief Ponhart, could you please come up?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Yeah, my wife always tells me I have a good mouth, so might as well put it to use here. So, Sergeant Cruz, I promise, like, he took up enough time. All right, so I promise to be short. Deja vu, huh? Right? Except it's flipping, like you're on that side now, and I'm over here because about a year ago, Kodi was nice enough to come to Robbins to MC my retirement. And at that time, I thought to myself, man, Kodi's got a lot of time left. And boy, was I wrong, but it's for the right reason, right? And so it's an honor to be here and be able to celebrate this with him. Because like you said, you know, he's good with words, and what people do is he'll probably wax poetically about how I did all of this stuff in his life and in his career. But what he probably doesn't realize is that every time that I got off the phone with him, or through an email, or through text, that he poured into me, that he inspired me to be better, that he made me want to be a better father, a better husband, a better leader, and so I'm just grateful enough to be in your, here with you today, to be able to share this moment. It's not every day you get to see somebody like Kodi, who has embodied leadership, who's embodied professionalism, stand up here and get the kind of recognition that he deserves. So it's a little token, right? It's something that hopefully that you'll be able to share with folks that you have over now, right? That you'll be able to pour into them as much as you can pour into it. But first off, right, you have to have the proverbial retirement hat, right? Get your first pin too, right? So get your first hat. But it's in a.
Did Patrice wrap that too?
Well, I did just like keeping it on book. So there's a set of engraved glasses in there as well. It's something special for you to share. But my friend, I'm proud of you. More than you ever, but I'll be able to.
Chief Bailey, the men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to have served with you. Your knowledge, wisdom, dedication, and friendship will be sorely missed by all. We wish you and the Bailey family every success in your future endeavors. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song. Please join us in the back of the room for the reception and to congratulate Chief Bailey and his family. When all of you get to the back of the room, please get a glass. All right, here we go. Off we go.
We live in the
As the official party goes to the back, please follow them and grab a glass.